Welcome back, American Family Radio Network Financial Issues. I'm Dan Celia. It's great to be here. We've got a special guest. I'm going to get to the calls. I'm going to take a few minutes with a guest that we have. You know the name. You probably have heard me say it before. Riley Wildman Davis. Riley is one of the directors at the AFA Foundation, and obviously you hear me talk about that often. And wanted to touch base with Riley on a couple of things. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get to calls. Riley, welcome.
Good morning, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for taking a few minutes with us.
Thank you.
One of the things, there was an article this week, I guess this week, the Journal, the AFA Journal. Folks, if you don't get the AFA Journal, it is something that you really can't be without. It's an incredible magazine put out by the American Family Association. You can go to afajournal.net and sign up for it. And I think the first 6 months are free, but after that, it's extremely inexpensive, and you really get some things, some great, great stories and truth that you're not getting elsewhere. And I hope everybody gets that. But I know we have hundreds of thousands of people that get the AFA Journal. And there was an article in February's issue highlighting the AFA Foundation and talking about some of the things that the AFA Foundation is doing to help people. And I know certainly you're a part of that, and you and I have done that together as we've sat with a lot of people all over the country.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that you're seeing mostly people calling and asking for some help in?
Dan, they're calling and asking for some help regarding their charitable gift annuities that we do in the foundation department, as well as guidance on helping them draft their will. And then also we're seeing a lot here lately for one-on-one consultations with them, for us to sit down one-on-one and visit with them and go through their estate planning.
You know, one of the things that's so important that I've talked about so often is that we've got to make an effort to plan. And it's interesting that when we see times like we're seeing right now in the markets where they're taking this dive and this maybe headed towards a correction, that, you know, people are a little bit more alert and starting to think about doing their planning. And I would, you know, it's so important that people do that often.
Yes.
Get a second opinion, which is what we want to do. The foundation is looking to give them a second opinion on their estate plan, or really help them to design that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's right.
And we can obviously help with some income needs. But speaking of income, and I know you mentioned the charitable gift annuities and of course charitable trust, and we do donor advised funds and all those kinds of things that the foundation does. But one, what are you telling people that are concerned about? Hey, I'm 5 years away from retirement. What are you telling them to try to give them some help in understanding why it's important?
One of the ways is they can always give us a call, but another way is also for them to visit our website. And we have an article there called A Case for Income that they can go to and click there on our website and read more about that.
What's the website address? I should know.
It's www.afafoundation.net. So that's afafoundation.net.
And let me just tell folks a little bit about that, the Case for Income. It was something that was born out of a lot of research that was done and written for the world of academia, university planned giving kinds of and development organization. It was written for them to help them understand and help them make a case for people utilizing the great tools and tax loopholes that you find in charitable gift annuities and charitable trust. And this Case for Income statement is kind of goes through some of that research. It's not real heavy. It's an easy read, or at least I think it is. It's a relatively easy read, but I think it gives people a lot of understanding on why income is so important, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, it does.
And so we would ask everybody, I mean, you can go to, it's afafoundation.net.
Yes, that's correct, afafoundation.net. Or if they want to give us a call, and we'll be glad to mail them a copy, they can give us a call at 1-800-326-4543, and that's extension 345.
So 800-326-4543, extension 345. And I hope people call and request that. And more importantly, though, right now, everybody listening needs to understand that there is an organization like the AFA Foundation that I know people get hung up on this. Riley, you've seen it. I've seen it. We've talked to people that even get hung up on this, that, you know, what's in it for you guys. And I try to explain to people when I talk to them, hey, it's a ministry.
That's right.
And we believe, AFA believes, along with me, that financial stewardship is critical in everybody's life to, obviously, for kingdom work. I happen to believe that Christendom's going to be bankrupt in 30 years if we don't motivate people to really think biblically about their stewardship. And but it's truly an organization that just wants to help people, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. It's an organization that we just want to get out there and help people in any way we can. So please, folks, give them a call, get a second opinion. But in these volatile times right now, I don't believe, and I've said this all the time, I don't believe things are going to get better. I think they're going to get worse before they get better. I think they're going to get better. Hopefully we'll take our foot off this gas of the car that is headed for the cliff a little bit so that we can get better for future generations. But things are going to get worse first. And we need to take care of our income needs for sure. So go to afafoundation.net, and you don't have to do anything to read this case for income, right, Riley? Right. You're not asking for their email address or anything. If you'll go to our website, it's on the front page there, and you'll just click the banner there, and it'll pop up.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Great. Riley Wildman Davis, director of the AFA Foundation, and sure appreciate all that you do, Riley, for all of the listeners.
Thank you so much, Dan.
We sure need it, and people need help, need an opinion.
That's right.
That they can put trust in and count on. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let me give that number out, folks, one more time, 800-326-4543, 800-326-4543, extension 206. And you can call there and you can get a second opinion, get some help. You can start your planning process and talk through all those things. It's so important, and sure hope you'll do that. If you don't get the AFA Journal, you need to call and subscribe to it, or go to AFA Journal. I may be wrong. Devin will check that for me. But I think you can go to just afajournal.net and sign up to receive that magazine once a month. And the first 6 months are free. After that, it's very, very inexpensive for this magazine. And if you do get it in February's issue, there is an article about the AFA Foundation. And the interesting part about it is, folks, afajournal.org. Thanks, Devin. afajournal.org. So you can sign up for that. The interesting part about this article, it goes through some of the things, but in the last 3 years, it indicates that the AFA Foundation has grown tenfold. Now, this is an organization that is not even, for all practical purposes, doing anything aggressively to try to grow, but they're growing. People want to obviously deal with success, but they appreciate the help. But more importantly, it's a trust issue, and it's about a flight to trust, and that's why the growth has been so dramatic. But we sure appreciate the opportunity to serve in that way, and I hope you'll check it out. All right, 866-300-9298. 866-300-9298. We're going to go to calls. And by the way, the Dow is up 53. We got a long way to go to make up yesterday's downtick, but it's up 53 right now. So it certainly didn't open with a great deal of enthusiasm. So we'll watch that at least throughout the duration of the show. 866-300-9298. Let me go to Joel. Joel is calling us from Oklahoma. Hey, Joel.
Hey, yes, sir, Dan. Just want to let you know I'm a partner on your website and really appreciate your perspective you provide on things. And,
Thank you.
I had a question this morning. I'm a city employee, and basically we, in addition to our retirement system that we have, our pension system that we have a 457 deferred compensation plan.
Okay.
And it's invested with through Nationwide Retirement Solutions. And basically, I kind of had a benchmark there of I've got about 50. I had about 57,000 in it. I was going to wait till it got to about 60,000 before I went to a fixed account. And I saw your news alert last night that you sent out, and I looked at it, and I'm kind of starting to see a little bit of loss in that account. And I'm wondering if I need to probably just go ahead and switch that over to a fixed type account that offers about 3% to about 3.5%, and roll this thing out, or maybe. I'm just getting a little bit of advice and too on that. They only offer mutual funds, and I've got a Fidelity rollover IRA that I can invest in individual stocks. And I'm wondering, would it be a better idea just to quit contributing to this and take that money and just put into the Fidelity account?
How far are you from retirement, Joel?
I'm at least 15 years out. I would give it, 15 years, maybe a little more if I'm still healthy and able to do my job. I may. Maybe 20 years. It's one that we're a fireman, so you can't really. When I'm not able to do my job, I'll leave. But,
right. Joel, are you able? Do you know in this deferred comp? Are you able to? Is it all or nothing? Are you able to pick more than one place for that money?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're able to break it up. I can go into this fixed account at a certain percentage, or I can be in mutual funds at a certain percentage. And right now, I'm just basically like and I don't know on these funds if they're biblically responsible, like a Neuberger Genesis and a Brown Small Capital and stuff like that. When I try to do the research, it's kind of hard to figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm not savvy on that stuff.
Well, even if you were savvy on it, it's hard to do it with the research that's available to the average person. That's the problem with that. But I can tell you that I'm 99.8% sure that none of it's biblically responsible. But I would say this to you, Joel. I would move at least 60% of it into the fixed. I don't want you to stop contributing to it. I think you ought to keep contributing to it. But I would move about 60% of it into the fix, and then I'd probably put the other into their 2020 fund if they offer it, which I think they do.
Okay.
And just to leave it at that and continue to contribute to it.
Okay, and you wouldn't probably say stop contribute to it? And
I would not.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not. I would keep contributing to it, especially as things are starting to come down. Because you really have to take a look at it, Joel, in the sense that it is, you're buying on sale, as things come down. And for a guy like you that's got 15 years or more, it's really a good thing. So the market comes down and you're still contributing. You're lowering your average share price every pay. You're lowering that average share price. So it's not going at some point in time when every time there is a recovery in the market, that is, it's not going, you're not going to have to go very far before you're recovered because you're lowering that average price. So in the long run, it's a very good strategy for you. So I don't want you to stop contributing. I like deferred comp. I think they're great along with a 401k that you already have because it gives you some options someday when you retire. It gives you a couple more options, and I think it makes a lot of sense to keep it and keep contributing to it.
Yeah, because I'm a little scared on these city and state pension systems about what the future holds for them since, mine's a lifetime benefit. And,
yep.
We see them going bankrupt all over this United States right now. And although Oklahoma's in good shape, I don't know what it's going to be like when I get ready to walk out the door. So.
You're right, and I'm concerned about that too, Joel, and you should be. But, yeah, good. I mean, it's a good point. And but Oklahoma is one of the better ones all throughout Oklahoma. So I would just keep doing what you're doing And, man, I appreciate the service that you're giving your community, Joel. It's so important. I don't know what we do without guys like you. And I sure appreciate it. And I know the people you serve there appreciate it as well.
Again, we thank you for your contribution on the radio, and I got a lot of friends that listen to you, and we appreciate all that you do for the rest of America.
Great. Thank you, Joel. Thank you so much for that. Hey, folks, speaking of Oklahoma, I'm going to be in Oklahoma Friday night at First Methodist Church in Northwest 4th Street in Oklahoma City. There's a Give Me Liberty tour. Man, if you don't know about it, you need to find out about it if you live in Oklahoma, because they're doing a powerful, powerful tour around the state of Oklahoma, educating people on the Constitution, states' rights through the Constitution and the independence, the Declaration of Independence, and just educating the voter. And man, it's great stuff. And I'm going to be there on Friday night, so I hope I get to meet as many of you as possible. And it's the Give Me Liberty tour. You can go on my website, financialissues.org. At the bottom, you can click on. You'll see a little logo that says Oklahoma and a Give Me Liberty tour, and you click on it to get better directions. And you can get a whole agenda of where they're going to be, so that you can, if you can't make this Friday night, you can make it another time. 866-300-9298. Coming up on break here, folks. So we'll go right back to the phones as soon as we get back. 866-300-9298. The Dow is off its highs. It was up in the 50s. It is now down, or it is now up 30. So it's about 20 points off. The S&P is only up 7. NASDAQ up 18. So it looks like there's a little bit of downward pressure. 866-300-9298. We'll be right back.